Hi, Ken from Kinabalu Flute Center, here with a Clarii Mini. And it is a smaller sister or brother or cousin, whatever you want to think of it, of the ROBKOO R1 Wind Synthesizer. And I'm going to be giving you an unboxing and a little bit of a sound demonstration and also some final thoughts on what I think about this wonderful little instrument here. Let's get to it. Okay, let's get this unboxing started. So, what we got here, the Clarii Mini box. All right, this was given to me by the ROBKOO company to demonstration purposes. Many thanks to the ROBKOO company for it. All right, nice handsome box. Nice ROBKOO logo here. And if we turn around to the other side, right, it gives a good description of what's it's about. Sound of true instruments, special shake and play tones, portable and slim design, adjustable thumb hook, Bluetooth MIDI, high quality built-in speaker. Says you can learn the instrument in 2 minutes, which is, I guess, pretty accurate, at least just to learn how to play it. And dedicated app support through Jamkoo. And it does come in a number of different colors. We've got Lunar White, Aurora Gray, Ebony Gold, and Champagne Gold, which is a lot more variety than the original ROBKOO R1. Now this is a much smaller instrument and therefore the box is much smaller, more compact, but the design is still quite nice. We got the nice arrow here telling us where to open it, and there are magnets on the side, so this can also be a storage box as well as just for simple transport. A nice little logo here, breathe, shake, and play. We have a nice insert here. This is a nice sort of like a rubbery sort of, I guess, foam. Yeah. Okay, let's put that down there. And here we see the ROBKOO Clarii Mini itself. In this case, they gave us the, looks to be an all-white one. Okay. All right. As we can see, it's a lot smaller than the R1. All right. We see here clearly this is probably the speaker grill. The layout of the keys is pretty much the same. Perhaps not as widespread as it is a smaller instrument, which is actually good. We have on the back here, this is for a neck strap mount. We have our up and down octave keys, which interesting enough, there is only one up and one down, as opposed to the R1, which had two on the side here. The OK button is located up there, which probably makes it easy for access. We'll play around with that later. Here's our adjustable thumb rest. That's very good. What I assume to be is maybe like a functional menu key. This is an on key and probably a back key here. Some of these are probably axis grommets for the screws in case you need to disassemble it. Really nice plastic here. Now, if we look at the bottom here, I don't know if we can get a good focus. Oh, yes, we can. Normally, this would be a 1/4-inch jack for if it was on the R1, and here, instead, we've got a 3.5mm one, which is interesting. Now, well, actually, no, I am actually incorrect. No, I actually think this might be the access port, because water does get through here, so I'm actually incorrect. This is actually, it looks like though it would be a, so yeah, you probably have to be careful not to plug anything in here, because as I look here on the side, here is where the headphone jack actually truly is, and it's a 3.5mm one, and this is a USB-C plug for both charging and for communicating direct USB MIDI data. Now here is the sharp and the flat keys. And let's actually feel these. Now this is interesting. These are not physical buttons. These are touchpads, just like the touchpads for the left-hand stack and the right-hand stack, which actually might be a good thing. One of my minor niggling complaints about the ROBKOO R1 was that it was kind of hard to push the up and down key for the flats, sharps, and any alternate keys there. So I guess having it here, like so, is probably good. We'll have to see. it doesn't feel like the pinky would readily get in the way. So hopefully, if you play it with a proper technique, you won't accidentally brush it. But we'll have to see during the test playing here. Yeah, and I imagine this would probably be like a this is probably just the indicator light. So we can see it's kind of translucent here, and we'll probably see if there's any LED or any RGB lighting here. But I have a feeling that's probably where it is. Okay, so not this long strip that you had on the R1, but a very simple, clean looking, this one here. Very nice translucent mouthpiece cover. Now, interesting enough, I think they shipped this one with a more soft biting cover. So if we were to take this out here, so this is probably how it looks as far as like registering the breathing, breath sensors and whatnot, calculate resistance. But yeah, it's a very nice soft rubber. I don't think there's a bite sensor on this. So if you're used to biting, like on say on saxophone, I don't think it has that. This is just simply to make it maybe a little bit more durable, maybe a little bit more comfortable, perhaps a little bit easier to wash. We'll just go ahead and put that back in. So we just have to look very carefully for the long part to be in, like so. Okay. So let's put this on the side here, all right, and open up and see what else we have here in the remainder of the box, because it's very easy just to take the instrument and forget that there's stuff underneath. Let's put that aside. We have a nice orange USB-C cable. Yeah, not too stiff, not too firm, pretty standard fare. I like that they kept the color scheme going. It makes it very unique, and yeah, it seems to maintain its. It's very easy to reshape and whatnot and get the kinks out. So this is going to come in very handy and nice. We can always use USB-C cables because USB-C is the way to go these days. It also comes with a very nice carrying pouch here, the ROBKOO logo right here on the front, and looks quite plush. The inner lining is quite smooth. All right, so this is probably what you would do just to kind of keep it going there. Again, with all these wind instruments, I would advise to shake it out before you put it in the carrying case, okay, so you don't collect too much water at the bottom of the carrying case. But it's very handsome, will look very nice in a bag. And what do we have here? The Clarii Mini's Quickstart guide, QR code for the app in multiple languages, English, Spanish, French, Chinese, and Japanese. All right, and this is meant to work very well with the ROBKOO Jamkoo apps, which feature an academy, more sounds and whatnot. Okay, and in various languages, you will have the anatomy and the menu system right there. All right, put that aside. I'll look at that through later. This looks to be just some sort of case, and I guess that meant that this stuff, these cards here, were actually meant to go in here. Okay, a thank you card with all the ROBKOO's official socials, right? On Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X. I will always remember Twitter, but it's X. Right? And more QR codes. Whoops. And then we have a Cheethacizer card. That's ROBKOO's other app that expands even more sounds and functionality. And then, of course, the rather thick user manual here. So surprisingly, they didn't go the whole PDF route, which is sometimes really nice for those that really like to have it hand in hand and not have to print it out. Nothing else in the box, just a lot of foam and what have you. And so, yeah, this is the unboxing portion of this video about the Clarii Mini. As we go ahead, take it out, get one more look at the instrument. It's a very, very, very pretty instrument. Okay, just running a nice gentle charge. I plug in the USB-C power cable into an outside charger and just letting it get a couple of extra milliamps of juice. Now, I've managed to find the English part of the Quickstart guide, and as we have here, this is the panel description, and it does indeed have a RGB light ring. Right? And interesting enough here, the OK key, earlier I said that it was only having one octave key. The OK key here actually serves as a second octave key as well. Other than that, nothing else. And yes, that is indeed the water drain and not the phones. Okay, and then powering on and off is through this button here, pretty easy. And then going through display languages and stuff will probably be up and down. So, and they give you a nice handy scale chart on how to play C3 all the way to C4, which of course, because a lot of this operates, ROBKOO operates on movable dough, can transpose to anything. All right, well, let's try turning this on and let's see what it is. Just added a little bit of juice. Just disconnect it for the moment, and let's see what happens as we hold it down. Get this started. Yeah, and it boots up. Now, I haven't done any updating or anything, so there are probably some additional firmware updates and whatnot. But here's our little menu. Here's our little menu here. Bring it up a little closer to get past some of the glare. All right, and we can choose between English and I guess initially Chinese. All right, we'll go ahead and push OK, and then it is saved. Okay, so our language is saved, and as we go up and down here, we have the recorder. Now, what is this actually? Oh, this just does the... So in order to change the tones, we probably have to hit here. Okay, so, here we go. So you have to push this button. This is what allows us to get to the menu system and start changing our tones. So what do we have here? Recorder, oboe, trumpet, saxophone, violin, hulusi, looks to be judi, swona, pipa. These are all Chinese instruments. Then the synth sounds, 80s gamer, firefly, heel, meow. Now, shaker and stuff will be interesting, and kung fu. These are probably the things where you actually get to just physically shake the stick, and it uses the gyroscope to make the sounds, which would be fun for a lot of kids. Kung fu and rain stick. All right, so we'll get to try each of these out in a bit. If we were to push this button again, it cycles through all the menu systems here, and so you can actually get quite a bit of functionality here. Before you had to like push two buttons, now it's just one. That's very convenient. All right, here we can change our transposition, which will be very handy for simulating B flat, D flat, and basically transpose to any key here. All right, let's go put it back to C. All right, we hit the OK button. Oh, hi Taco. All right, give me 1 second. We gotta feed her. 5 minutes later. Okay, we're back. The cat has been fed. Yep, so you cycle through the menu systems here. You got your transpositions. This is how you change volume up and down. All right. This is how you directly control how much reverb you want to put out here. And then you have advanced options for octave shift. What to do with the OK key. I guess it's programmable. What sort of motion controls you want to do. The motion angle, the amount of portamento time. Looks to be the range. And then different fingering modes, so you can change to like Chinese flute modes, saxophone modes, whatnot. And this is where you alter breath curve and breath sensitivity and key sensitivity. Okay, and then here you'll be able to configure your Bluetooth MIDI, the type of light effects that you want to do, whether you want it to automatically shut off or not. This way you can probably change more languages, and a factory set, and information about the version. And then you're back to tones. So I think if we hold this button, it just cycles through whatever we want. And then I guess once we start going back to the tones, then we can just like start playing here. All right, let me go ahead and select the recorder. Okay, so now I'm going to demonstrate each of the sounds that are included on this Clarii Mini. I have downloaded the latest firmware and the latest sound bank, and you can do that all through the Clarii Mini app, which is an excellent interface. Okay, so for each of the demonstrated sounds, I am going to be playing a Japanese tune called Akatambo. Recorder. Oboe. Trumpet. Saxophone. Violin. Hulusi. Judy. Swana. Pipa. 80s gamer. Firefly. Heel. Meow. Shaker, which is done simply by shaking the instrument side to side. Kung Fu, which simulates sword fights. Rain Stick, which is simply done by rotating up and down. The next few sounds were downloaded from the Clarii Mini app. Synthesized voice. Fireworks. Muted trumpet. Nylon guitar. So I just wanted to give some final thoughts on this excellent instrument here from top to bottom. It's very well made. None of the plastics feel exceptionally cheap. It's the same great quality as the R1 Wind Synthesizer, just in a much more compact form. And from the top, we see that they have an addition of option of having a soft mouthpiece. That might be of some good benefit for some. The little screen here is a bit on the small side, but they let all the text scroll, and it gets as much information-wise as the R1 synthesizer's small screen. The change of making the OK button also the second octave is actually very welcome. You're less likely to hit it by accident, and it feels different, so you'll know when you really want to go to the second octave. I really like the sharp and the flat keys, and in that they are now touch sensitive, and they're in a good position where you can actually access them and really feel like they're just made for your left hand. I like them a lot. And you don't have that squishiness and mushiness that I kind of felt was the small issue with the R1 synthesizers, older mechanism. It's simplified. There's a bit less RGB, but it's still got a nice little effect for those that like that sort of thing, and gives something for an audience to look at as well as play. The fact that this looks like a 3.5 millimeter jack is a little bit worrisome, but they've clearly labeled the headphone jack, so hopefully that wouldn't be too much of an issue for most. Overall, I love this instrument. Thank you, ROBKOO, for letting me have this to demonstrate for you all, and looking more forward to more excellent products from the ROBKOO company. Thanks for watching. Do take care. If you like what we see, please like and subscribe.